Oh, electric cars are brand new. They're the wave of the future. I'm here at Fully Charged, and we've got some of the best, the newest, the latest, the greatest, and apparently some much more innovative and original ones. I'm Brian. Welcome to My Tesla Weekend. So we have got Bruce here, who's going to give us a tour of the Detroit Electric. What am I looking at?
Hello there, my name is Bruce Stouter with the Vancouver Electric Vehicle Association. What we have here is a car that was built in 1912 as a 100% electric car. It's a 1913, I have trouble with that. It's that old. It's over 110 years old. It's a 1913 model. It has a whole series of batteries back here. And here's some pictures of the history of the car. And the reason we got the Grandma Duck here is because this is a picture of Walt Disney, and they're talking about electric cars that long ago.
Wow.
On a Walt Disney Channel. These batteries represent the original batteries that were in the car. The original batteries that were in the car, which were the Edison iron nickel batteries, using an electrolyte that was a base rather than an acid, and that allowed Thomas Edison to do two things. One, he was able to drive this car 100 miles.
Wow.
When the temperature was 68 degrees or 20 Celsius, and the batteries lasted in excess of 25 years. You replace the electrolyte in the batteries every year, and that gives them the longevity. So these batteries were put in here about 4 years ago. They will outlast me and anybody else who was involved in the installation of the batteries.
Wow. You had to have these batteries made, I bet.
The batteries were made in China, and this is a standard battery. The battery packs were put together locally. All of the wiring was done locally. There was a gentleman by the name of Håkan McCallum, who's the genius that put all this together with the help of Alan Cumberledge and a few other people.
Now, I understand you're still not supposed to lick the batteries. Is that correct?
Oh, you can do that because
how many
they're only
times? Just
1.5
once?
volts.
Oh, okay.
But they don't taste very good.
Well, we can work on that. That's why you need leaded batteries. They're delicious. So let's
Oh,
take a
don't
look
get me
here.
started. We got hours for that
So
one.
we've got...
so this is aluminum.
Aluminum?
So it's an aluminum body, wood frame.
Yeah.
And there's some steel in it, obviously, because the suspension system is out of a carriage. So this was made by the Anderson Carriage Company of Detroit, Michigan. They then changed their name to the Anderson Car Company.
Wow.
So the electrification of the car has been changed. It's now working with the LED lamps. So this is the battery pack, front and back, go together, 72 volts. LED lights so the batteries can stay on forever.
With this many batteries and that little drain.
Yeah, well, so
you
this
could run
is just
that
using
for,
the front pack for this drain right now.
That would last for
Right.
ages.
So the car is original. It's got the original motor. The drum controller's been rebuilt. The drum controller's in here.
It's got the original motor because electric motors last a little while.
Oh, well, yeah, because the only thing you do with an electric motor
Is rebrush them.
Well, rebrush them, or sometimes you have to change the bearings at either end of the motor.
Oh, sure.
This is one of the first ones that had a differential. So if you get down on your hands and knees underneath, you'll see there's a differential rather than a chain drive.
I can maybe get the camera to do it.
You're gonna have to edit that one out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Anyway, I'm gonna get in.
Sure.
You get in.
Oh, okay. May I?
Yeah, please do.
Oh,
Oh, your feet are clean. That's excellent.
my feet are clean.
So here,
wow.
let me just do this so you don't hurt yourself.
I see. This is
So this is where you.
absolutely a carriage.
So this that's exactly correct. So
got
it's made by the
flowers.
Carriage Company. So what we've got here is a 100% electric car. On the pedals on the floor, we've got pedal for the left brake, pedal for the right brake. You take your foot off
Left brake and right brake.
and a
It's
right
got
brake,
both.
yeah. Oh, sorry, this has got to be down for this to happen. So
Oh.
now it's taken off. Now I can drive it away. This is your tiller wheel here. So rather than a wheel, there's a tiller because it's carriage technology. Push to go left, pull to go right. I call it Armstrong technology.
Wow.
This here is your speed control. So if you were to look down below, you'd see that the actual drum rotates as I move this lever in this direction and back.
Oh, yeah, if I was to look
Okay,
at
if you look underneath here,
Okay.
right on the floor, don't watch where you put your feet, right underneath there,
Yep.
you can see there's a drum that moves as I move this lever.
Huh. I can feel it
That's
too.
that's the technology out of an old elevator. And the way this works here is now I just take this and That's my emergency brake that
And you're
locks the brake.
back in park.
Yep.
That's very...
So this is a car that'll seat 3 people.
One more in the rear-facing position.
Yep. The farthest I've driven this car is 25 kilometers, which is just under 20 miles. And that was part of an event that happens every August in Seychelles, British Columbia. It's the Rod Run for the Sleepy Hollow Rod Run. We were the last car before the RCMP vehicle, and we were able to do well in excess of 50 kilometers an hour going downhill. Top speed of the car is roughly 44 kilometers an hour.
50 kilometers in this
That's
car
30 miles an hour. That's moving.
Would be a little hairy.
A little scary, yeah.
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 And is this glass still
This
original?
is a glass window. This is the most.
Oh, is that?
That's curved glass.
Yeah.
Good luck finding that anywhere
No,
these days.
you would replace it with plastic. You'd have to.
You'd have to, yeah.
Because you can find artisans who will make it, but not at a price that
We can afford.
that humans can afford.
Yeah, the Vancouver Electric Vehicle Association is solely funded by membership fees. So $25 a year gets you a membership. Right now we have a promotion on. You spend $50, you'll get a really nice $15 carry bag, and you get a 2-year membership for $50.
And that is a great deal.
So we just try and help people join our organization because we're only member funded.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of, wherever you are, you should take a look and see if there is an EV group in your area, because statistically there is, and there's some neat people. And especially when you go out to the shows from the different EV clubs, you'll find some absolutely fascinating vehicles. Sometimes it's these, sometimes it's things that people built themselves.
You know, the most important thing about getting involved with the electric vehicle group in your neighborhood is you're going to find people that have made the purchase decision to buy an electric vehicle. They've taken the time to educate themselves to what works and what doesn't work, and that'll save you making a purchasing mistake. They may even know a couple of local dealers in your neighborhood that see the opportunity to sell more cars by hooking themselves up with a local electric vehicle group in the neighborhood. And they may offer some kind of a program that makes it more fluid and easier for you to buy an electric car through the electric vehicle group, because they've already built the arrangement, built the relationship with that dealer, and you won't have to worry about some of the horror stories we've heard about people trying to buy electric cars in this market.
Yeah, and I know like Larry and his guys out there in Michigan are real dialed in, and they know all the incentives, all the bonus. You know, if you want to get a charger put in, there can be discounts, but you have to go through the right channels. You have to do it right. There could be free money involved for the low cost of $25, $50, maybe $100 in some locations. You're going to get dialed into a group that's going to maybe save you thousands.
Well, I mean, you know, depending on the car you're looking at buying,
it could save you
the little
30.
startup out of California called Tesla has a situation.
Oh, I'm not sure if I've heard of them.
Well, okay, they're a small company. They're probably not going to be anywhere.
No.
Seriously, Tesla has a situation where if a Tesla owner gives you a code, you can order your car using that code, and that will get you a rebate or a discount on your Tesla purchase everywhere in the world.
Yeah, I think it's
so if you've got
$500, I think.
Got a friend that owns a Tesla, you go talk to that friend about their discount code. British Columbia is the only place in the world where your friend doesn't get any benefit from giving you the discount code, but you get the benefit when you go to Tesla and do the purchase.
Well, let's hop out and look around the front a little bit.
Yeah, let me get out of your way here.
Sure.
Watch your step going out of here.
Will do.
So that's the front view of the car.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, an old car from 100
So the
years
original lamps on this car were tungsten lamps, but they've now got LEDs. So because I've been playing with things over here, it looks like the switch has been shut off.
I think you shut it off when you were locking it. Oh, there you go. You got it. So I figured you might have done that when you were
well, I hit a button is what
showing
I did.
me something fun.
Yeah.
Boy, it really looks like a cross between an antique car and the carriage that it is.
Well, the beautiful thing about it is when they built this particular model, they put a fake radiator up front. So,
so that it would look like a car.
Look like a normal car. So this car belonged to Dr. and Mrs. Florence French of Victoria. This was her daily driver from when she got it in 1912 until the mid-1960s. Shortly thereafter, she died. and the car then went to a collector. In 1986, it was part of an exposition in Vancouver called Expo 86.
I've been to it.
1988, 4 guys got together and founded the Vancouver Electric Vehicle Association.
Wow.
So we've been around and in existence since 1988 as the owners of the Detroit Electric. Well, this is a $3,200 car. So if you put that in today's money, that's $320,000. And you could buy a model Ford for around $600, which would be $60,000 today, which is the price you're going to pay for an electric car today. Well, this is the Rolls Royce of the day.
It really is, and I guess I would say, would you say that the reason that the reason electric cars didn't catch on at the time was that the chemistry just wasn't there yet?
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with this car. This particular car with the Edison batteries in it would do 100 miles.
So why didn't they?
Well, it's the difference in delta. It's the difference in price between a gas-powered car for $600 or $700, fully electric car, $2,600 with lead-acid batteries, $3,200 with these batteries, and more importantly, Mr. Kettering, who was the president of the Cadillac Corporation, had a friend that was killed on a bridge trying to start a woman's car hand crank because the spark wasn't retarded properly. He died 3 days later. Kettering said to his engineers, "I want an electric starting car." The 1912 Cadillac had an electric starter. So now we have a car about $1,000 that has an electric starter. A woman can drive that car by pushing a button on the floor that'll start the car. So now we've got the delta between a $1,000 gas-powered car and a $3,200 electric-powered car.
But it was $3,200 because they only made some. If they'd have made millions, maybe it would have been not $3,200?
Well, if you take yourself out of the city where you're getting your electricity, in this particular part of the world in 1912, there was a power dam set up where this car actually parks right now. It's no longer a power dam, it's a museum, but it's the Stave Lake Power Dam Museum that was set up as a power dam roughly 50 kilometers out of Vancouver that provided power from flowing water.
Okay.
The nice thing about British Columbia, 96% of our power comes from water. Our power company is called BC Hydro, which means it's 100% electric and it's 100% falling water that makes it happen.
Right.
Well, 96%.
The other 4% is magic.
No, the other 4% is if you have a power plant and they all run on steam or they run on falling water. So the steam-powered power plants have to use a lot of fossil fuel to create the steam. Once you've created the steam, you don't want to shut it down because it takes too long to fire it up again. So what you're doing with a fossil-fueled power plant is you've got a base load that you're generating. You've got to do something with it. So you sell it to somebody really cheaply because it's money coming in to sort of write your cost off.
A little bit.
So what BC Hydro does is they're smart. They buy this power from the people that got to get rid of it. Runs the base load.
All right. So I want to thank Bruce. I want to thank the EV Owners Club of...
Thank the Vancouver Electric Vehicle Owners Club, who's responsible for the care and upkeep of this machine. I just happen to be the guy in the top hat today.
That's how authority is bestowed in this group. It is a strange and fascinating culture. So guys, what did we miss? What did we misunderstand? Leave it in the comments. Stay tuned, stay juicy. I can't wait to hear from you. Clever robots on the next one.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.